Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another narration video where I pull back the curtains on our actual training sessions and I give you a little bit more insight to what I'm trying to do with my guys. So this is our elite basketball group. Majority of these guys all coming in and out of the off season are at the professional level, minus one high school athlete. We're pretty much in the final phase of our training. So this is where I really want to start peaking the athletes. This is going to be their strength session. So what you'll see here is I start to kind of pull back on the resistance side, and I'm really just fine tuning a lot of different things. We're still in a total body template right now, currently, because of their load and volume on the court, between them doing skills training and doing runs every evening. I've pulled back to 3 days. And again, I've just kind of taken the volume back slightly. So getting right into it for today, this is our middle day. So this is going to be where we focus on our upper body strength. So we first get into our horizontal push, which is going to be, for this particular block, is going to be our dumbbell alternating press. Really focused on them going pretty heavy here while stabilizing with the other shoulder. And just an overall, it's just a variation. We went regular dumbbell neutral grip press, then we did a dumbbell Larson press to a single arm to now a dumbbell alternating. So you can see the progression from least complex to most complex as we continue to move throughout the off season. With their corrective, right after that, they're going to be performing an incline Cuban press. Now, I absolutely love these because, number one, it's really kind of fine-tuning a little bit more the antagonist while also pairing an external rotation. So I'm working that upper back as they try to, essentially drive those elbows back. And then as they retract the scap, then they want to externally rotate and push up, which is really working the stability of the shoulder. Again, it's just another progression to the correctives that we've been performing throughout this off season. So after they get their main compound set done, we get into more of our posterior chain work for this day. We're going to have two different movements here. For their vertical push for this week is going to be a banded single arm lat pull down. Now, the tempo on this is a little bit more for speed. I want them really long in their trunk or in their torso and really focus on eliminating everything else and being able to drive that elbow down to their rib cage with a little bit of speed, but having control on the way up. What they're going to superset that with, in no particular order, is going to be a heavier kettlebell swing, but I'm actually going to spike this movement. So we went from bands and we actually moved to me actually pushing the kettlebell down on the eccentric phase, making them have to decelerate that weight between the legs when they go to hinge. So again, this is just another little wrinkle in our posterior chain movement that is just adding a little bit more complexity, a little bit more stress to the athlete. Really focus on quality repetitions here, and I'm really actually trying to challenge them on the way down and really trying to spike that kettlebell. After they got done that, they're into their final circuit. For this particular day, we did our lateral change of direction. So on the actual sled, or for this particular movement, we used the run rocket. We performed a crossover, I want to say sled drag, but if you can look at this apparatus, absolutely amazing. I can turn this from, where they're sprinting with it, or I can crank it all the way up to the highest resistance and they can barely walk with it. So it's just like a sled. It's just very smooth and constant resistance. And I love that when I'm doing lateral movements, because if I'm doing like a lateral shuffle, right, like where they're stepping, or if they're doing a crossover, what you'll see is there's going to be slack on the actual sled. So they like pull the rope and then there's going to be slack. So what the run rocket does is it actually avoids that and keeps constant tension. What I want to see when I'm working, inversion, eversion through the ankle, being able to stabilize across the knee, and then abduction, adduction with the actual hip. So absolutely great movement, and this was the focal point of the last circuit. For their trunk today, we've continued to progress it, and we're just going to perform a band windmill. This is where I'm taking the bigger resistance bands, and I'm going to have these athletes essentially be able to work the stability in their trunk as they're, essentially being able to move a little bit of resistance in that windmill-like fashion. We're going both directions here. And again, the big thing that you can't see is, the further they get away from the body and the wider or bigger circle that they draw, the more demand it is on the trunk as far as stabilization. And then to finish off is just going to be our last little supplemental movement. This is going to be our shoulder complex. I kind of pulled back here. We've been doing things like dump the buckets or incline or rear delt raise with external rotation, but between the incline Cuban press and the other things that we've been doing, this was an opportunity to kind of pull back but still be able to get that work in. So they did a supinated band pull apart with a medium-sized band, went a little bit more volume, which they can handle, and that's how we wrapped up this particular day. So I hope this helps. This was kind of again, like I said, peel back the curtains for you to be able to see a little bit more insight to why we're working what we're working, because everything that we do is methodical to be able to drive those results with our athletes. So I hope this helps with you guys. If you're interested in a full basketball program, check out the link down below, and I'll talk to you guys next time.